You. Hi. I'm walking out the door, so you guys are part of my safety measures. So you're going to be able to see everything. It's just going to get dark a little bit. So just talking briefly, sorry, I'm trying to get my shoes, about why Christian businesses have a bad rap. Thanks so much for the hearts, Ro. That's my I have my real biological brother on, and I have my Uwama. I feel like Uwama is like a sorority versus a fraternity brother on from Jamaica. So Christian businesses get a bad rap, and you guys are gonna think that some of this stuff is funny, but most of the time, they're a Christian business because of their name. The name starts with Adonai, blessed. They gotta put something in the name of the business, and it's almost like they think if they put all of those things in there, heavenly, blessed, Adonai, that they think that that's going to guarantee that God is going to bless their business. Again, Christian businesses have a bad rap. So what happens when that same Christian business does not provide good services or products? They don't have good quality. What happens? They are up there advertising God, and they are not a good representation of his, I don't want to say his people. I don't want to go that far. They're not a really good representation. So it's a lot of Christian businesses that I run into. And like I said, the funny part is that they want to make sure that they have, something about God in their name. And that's fine if you are a church, if you are a nonprofit. But is it really necessary if you sell T-shirts? That's not going to get people to buy from you more just because it says blessed T-shirts. Unless you make only blessed T-shirts, and that's easy for people to find you. Come on now, you have to be very practical when it comes to business. Even the Bible says a good name is better than riches and gold, right? So pick a good name for your business that's going to attract the kind of customers that you want, that you need. And because God said the Bible says we're supposed to go out into the world. So you are limiting yourself sometimes just by having a super religious name, because sometimes it's not even glorifying God. Like I said, some people are just picking a name because they feel like they want God to put their stamp on that business. So I'm not necessarily saying don't do it, but I'm just kind of saying it's not really necessary. It's not really necessary. Pick a good name and be open to all kinds of clients. Why would you turn down money? Why would you leave money on the table? Second thing is that Christian businesses sometimes have a bad rap because after you get past the name, like I said, they don't have a really good service or business. You call them and you can't get through. They don't have their business set up right where they have somebody answers the phone. You may even hear a child in the background, or just little things. They may be eating on the phone. Their customer service is not appropriate. Sorry guys, it's going to get a little bit dark. So again, if you if you went into business and you picked this business name that includes God in it, and you want him to stamp it, but you're not picking, you don't have a good quality service or product, then you're making it hard. You're making it hard. You really need to do your due diligence and offer a really good service or product. You need to be up to date. I run into people who they have a website, but they're using a Gmail account for people to get in contact with them. What's wrong with having your web developer give you a professional email address? Even if you're only answering info at the name of your website. These are some things I really need you guys to think about. Lastly, because I'm getting in the car. That's, like I said, it's going to get a little bit dark when I get in the car. Lastly, I think some people who start a business and then they pray about everything. Now, I'm definitely not opposed to prayer. In fact, I definitely think you should have a healthy prayer life, and I think you should ask God for creative ideas. One of my favorite scriptures is Isaiah 48:17. Lord, teach me to profit. You can use that. I prayed that. I asked God to teach me ways to be more profitable in my business ideas. But just like faith without works is dead, prayer without works is dead. So some of you pray and you're sitting waiting by the phone, waiting for a potential client to contact you when you might need to go do something. You may need to go out, do some marketing. I'm not just talking to healthcare people. You may need to update some of your material that would not be inviting. Some of the stuff that's an answer to your prayer is very simple. It's in your face. Go get some professional brochures made. Start coming to work dressed up. You never know if you have to go out and meet a client or if a client's going to come by. So I guess I'm kind of ranting a little bit because I brought up a question at the end of my class, and I said the question I asked the ladies is, what is your lifelong dream that's worth living now? And it was a kind of like a twister. Presentation is important. Exactly. It was like a twister question. What is your lifelong dream that's worth living now? And I didn't ask them, a lot of times when people explain their business, they say, what do you do? What do you do? What is your company about? Well, after you answer, what do you do? What's your company about? You're pretty much just reading, quoting the About Us section on your website. But you actually do so much more than what your company does, because, a lot of times you're just very flexible. You'll end up helping out clients that you didn't even plan on it, because you didn't know your business could do that. So your business is always evolving. But a lot of the ladies that answered that question, they wanted financial freedom. They wanted to be their own boss. They wanted to leave a legacy. All those questions, all those answers are correct. And so I just made sure that they know, depending on their response, I made sure that they knew that their business was not a ministry. So this is where me coming on talking about Christian businesses. They make sure that they know that their business is not a ministry. Sometimes people they have a message that they want to put into their business, and that's all fine and well, but the businesses only have two functions. You're either offering a product or you're offering a service. And we had some ladies on who were in nonprofit management organization, and even a nonprofit, you're either offering a product or a service. So your business can only do two things. So if you're going into business because you want to preach, you want to minister, you need to open up a church. You need to have a ministry because your business is to offer a product or service. And I really want the Christian businesses to step their game up. I really want us to not be the laughing stock of non-Christian businesses. We really need to do better. We need to be more advanced. We need to be more innovative. And like I said, I'm making fun of the Christian name. I'm not saying don't have like a Christian business name, but I'm just saying it's not always necessary. And it does not always guarantee that God's going to put his stamp on it just because you put Blessed Assurance t-shirts. So just consider that if you are in the startup phases of your business, that don't get too married to an idea. Don't get too married to an idea. If you only plan on marketing to Christians, fine. But if you feel like maybe you would get a non-Christian, which you probably will, if you have a store or any kind of product, then you need to not isolate yourself. You just need to do really well in business. And God, he rewards you when you are productive. If you think about the parable of the talents, he gave more to the one that was productive. The one that had 5 talents, he ended up with 10 because he was productive, he was innovative, and he was just thinking, okay, I'm not going to just sit here and do nothing. I'm going to make this work. So that's what you should do. And I'm pulling off. So everybody have a good night. I'm not going to drive late at night in Periscope. So thanks for sharing so much. And you guys have a good night. Talk to you next time.